abandon hope, all ye who enter here, because this is the tutorial to the Super Matter engine. Probably one of the most complex, well, it's not even that complex, but if you get a single step wrong of it, the station will explode, everyone will die, the round will end. Yeah, so we're going to be going through how to set up the Super Matter engine without blowing it up and without depowering the station. It needs to be done at the beginning of every round. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. I'll do it, just let me in. Yeah. You don't need to learn how to do this, but I'm making this video in case you wanted to. So, first thing to note, the engine isn't on currently, but when it is on, will be everything in this room not created by these reinforced plasma windows will be flooded with radiation, and you will die if you enter there without a radiation suit. If you run out really quickly after you turn it on, you're kind of alright, but for safety, you're going to wear a radiation suit. So, how does the Super Matter engine work? It's got a nifty-ass sci-fi crystal, the Super Matter crystal in the center.
Attention, new command report created.
It's got a big old sci-fi crystal in the middle. This crystal is the core of the engine. Everything around here is just trying to help out the engine. Sorry, help out the crystal. What happens is we have lasers, we have emitters here, which are going to shoot lasers into the crystal. It's going to... I don't know what it actually does, but when you shoot lasers into the crystal leaks radiation, a lot of radiation, heat, and some gases, usually flammable gases. So that's good, and it's through those processes that we get power. We have these 3 radiation collector arrays, and this is what powers the station. We set these up so that they collect the radiation coming off of the crystal and turn that into power for the station, which is great, but the crystal doesn't just create radiation, it also creates gas, and it creates heat, and the heat will ignite the gas. So we need to keep this room cool. Keeping the room cool is the majority of the engine. You see we have these pipes here. All these pipes. Don't worry about knowing everything about them. And all these pipes lead out here. This is open space, and they just kind of ran around in circles a whole load of times. This is to keep them cool. So these pipes are super cold, and everything running through these pipes gets super cold. So this is called the cooling loop. So we're going to inject gas, N2 gas, into this cooling loop. It's going to run around here. It's going to get super cold in here. It's going to get pumped through these engine pumps into here, where it's going to take the heat from the Super Matter crystal before getting scrubbed out by the engine scrubber, put back into the pipes, and then sent back into space again, and the whole process starts over. And that's going to keep it cool while we collect the radiation for power. Now on top of that, it's also releasing gas. So the gas we release into and it's lots of different types of gases. So the gas is going to eventually mix with our N2 and become not the proper gas that we need. It will become a impure gas, and it will set on fire. So in order to stop it setting on fire, we have gas filters. We're going to set these up so they filter out all the gas except the gas we want, and eject them out into the air. So that's how we do it. Here are the steps. I'm going to go through the steps one by one. You need to do these steps. You need to do all of them. If you skip a single step, the station will blow up. So we're going to wrench these N2 gas canisters into place. And we're going to click on these 2 pumps here. We're going to turn them on, we're going to turn them to max. I'm going to do these to a bunch of them. if you forget to turn any of these on and forget to turn them to max, the station will blow up. And the only specific ones you need to turn. You don't turn on these ones, you do turn on this one. You don't turn on this one, these ones are already on. You don't turn on this one is already on by default, you need to turn it off. If you don't turn it off, the station will blow up. You need to turn these ones and you've got to turn them on to max. All the ones that you're turning on need to be at max. If any of them aren't at max, the station will blow up. Okay, got that sorted. We're going to set our gas filters. And these have all been set to the correct settings. So just go to each of them, hit on. And if you don't do that, the gas will become impure and will ignite and the station will blow up. Okay, now we need to set the vents and the scrubbers to the correct settings so that the vents are pumping out the gas as fast as they can and the scrubbers are sucking out the gas from the supermatter engines. If we can do that, we just click internal and click external, click internal and click external, click internal and click external. For the scrubbers, siphoning, expanded range, siphoning, expanded range, siphoning, expanded range. Doesn't matter what order you do them in. Okay, so the gas loop, if all is done correctly, is now operational. Gas is being blasted in, taken out, sent through that space, cooled again, and any potential gas impurities that go into the system will be removed. Next, we need to go in here to the tank dispenser, and we need to get plasma tanks. Because the radiation collectors need plasma to function. So we're going to put plasma in them by holding the plasma in our hand and clicking on it, then we're going to click on the thing, that's going to activate it. We're also going to take our RD card and click on them, which is going to lock the controls, which means that only engineers or people with engineering cards are going to be able to mess with them, because traitors will oftentimes try to sabotage the engine. So we just got to do this with all 6 of them. Just 2 more now. There you go, okay. So the engine is fully set up now and we are ready to hit ignition. The ignition are these emitters here. So you just click on them once each and they start shooting lasers into the supermatter engine. Okay. If you take a while to set up the engine, there is no longer enough power on the power grid to set the engine up. So we're going to need to set up that's just what happens if you take a while setting it up. Luckily, we've got a portable power generator here. We're going to bring it with us. We're going to use these to activate the emitter, which is going to power the engine. And once we've got the engine ignited, that's no issue. So we're going to pull it here. You can get this wrench. We're going to wrench it to the ground. Oh, now we need to get plasma. You need to get some plasma sheets. You're going to need to use them as fuel. They're in here, they're in the secure storage. To get to secure storage, you need the chief engineer's assistance, because the button to open up the door to chief storage is on the chief engineer. I'm not a chief engineer currently, though I'm only a normal engineer, and I'm the only person on this server because I'm using it as a test server, so I'm just going to use admin privileges to get myself in there. So I guess this is also a tutorial on how to operate the portal generator now. But yeah, we put the plasma in, we hit on. There should be now that'll kickstart. And we're going to leave the Pac-Man on for just a little bit. Yeah, they're now blasting the engine. Okay, so the power is going to be sent to these 3 power storage units, and we need to set them up so they're sending energy to the rest of the station properly. So there's a power grid attached to these, and then there's another power grid going to the rest of the station coming out of these. So we need to say how much we want to pick up from the power grid. We're going to say as much as possible. And how much do we want to send out to the station's power grid? We're going to say only a little bit less. So we're storing 10 kW of the energy that we get. We're just going to set all of them to that setting. And once you've done that, everything should be okay. The station, it should just be completely fine from then on out. The station should just operate completely as intended. And you can see there that they're picking up radiation and getting power and everything. So this should no longer be needed. Okay, leave it on a little longer. Honestly, you can just leave it there for the rest of the round, really. It doesn't make that much of a difference. That is how you set it.